Welcome back, everybody, to Spirit Hunters Paranormal 911. My name is Tim. Today we're going on a journey to another cemetery. This visit here is to the larger cemetery here in Malakoff. Dates back into the mid-1800s. This trip is more, we're doing kind of a memorial visit for the military, placing some flags on some of the military graves, especially those of earlier graves that nobody goes to visit anymore. Don't know whether they just don't have any family living or they just don't live in this area. That we really don't know, but I noticed on a lot of the graves that we do go to, a lot of cemeteries that we go to, I see that a lot in the earlier graves. Where they have no flowers, no any type of wreaths or any type of memorial that people come to visit. This is something we're doing at a lot of the cemeteries we go to, so you'll see some of our videos that are like that. Also, while we're here at this cemetery, we did find the earliest recognizable grave headstone that you could legibly read. It dates back to the mid 1800s. It's of a Arthur Mitchum, a child. It's I guess the son of one of the first settlers that moved into this area when it became a community. And we also did some EVPs, spirit box session. We didn't get a whole lot from that. There was a little bit came through, but we really couldn't make out what it was saying. Of course, a lot of times viewers can watch our videos, and sometimes they can pick up on things that we couldn't quite make out or we may have missed. Excuse me. But if you do see anything or hear anything in our videos, please go to the comment section and let us know. We definitely would appreciate that. It helps us out. Seeing how we're a little bit new at doing the video part. We've been going to cemeteries for quite a while now, but now we're doing videos. We're kind of learning what we're doing. Have a few mistakes here and there, but we are getting better at it, and hopefully our videos will get a lot better as well. I do ask that if you would please be sure to share, like, and go to that subscribe button, hit the subscribe, join our family, be one of our followers. Also hit that notification bell, that way when our new videos come out you will be notified, be able to watch them. Also, while I was in the cemetery, I did pick up on a little bit of feelings that there was some type of energy there, a little bit of presence. Felt like we were kind of being watched here and there, or being followed even. Heard a few whispers. Couldn't make out what they were saying, but I was picking up on some of that energy. But until then, I guess let's go on this journey together. It's kind of bright here in this cemetery today. Let me turn around a little bit, maybe you can see me a little bit better. I'm not blinded out by the light. My name's Tim. We are Spirit Hunters Paranormal 911. We are at a cemetery today doing a daytime visit. We're going to be putting out some flags in some of the memorial graves. We're in the old section over here. We're at the grave right now that is of an Arthur Mitchum. This is the earliest marked grave here in this cemetery. There are a lot of other graves that the headstones you cannot read what they say. So I'm sure there's probably a lot of them in here before his time, but this is the first recognizable grave. And like I say, it's Arthur Mitchum. The Mitchums were one of the first settler families that came into this area back when Jane Irvine came in and started this community. And it's a son. I'm not sure whether it's Arthur's
Reverend Arthur or Reverend Mitchum's son or not, or just one of the other family members. But it dates back to 1878 is when he was born, and he died in 1878, the same year. From the looks of it, it looks like he may have only lived about 14 days, which is kind of sad when you come across the grave that a child has died, especially one that was born and died the same day. They didn't have a chance to live any of their life. But it's kind of sad when you come across any child that's died. But we're going to walk around through this cemetery, and like I said, we're going to be placing some flags on some of the memorial people in this cemetery. I'm sure that there was probably some soldiers from back in the Civil War that were buried here, as well as World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, and pretty much all the wars. If they lived in this area, they were buried here, or possibly in one of the other cemeteries that are close in this area. But we're going to kind of walk around here and see what we can find. I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get started.
That's where you cut to the next scene.
Yeah, but we usually did it at the house, not here. This is the first time you did it here. Cutting to the next scene, I'm confused. We're adding more scenes now?
No, it's when he fist bumps the camera, it's when he goes to the next scene. He
Oh,
teleports
this is
around.
the next scene.
Have you not seen the YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Got one grave here. It's another Mitchum. Could have been the dad's grave. Born in 1827, died in 1898. And looks like it's George, maybe. J. Mitchum. And it's right in front of Arthur's grave, so possibly it has something to do with him, a family member. And there's another marker here on the ground. Can't hardly make it out. You see a name on there anywhere? I know it's Mitchum because I can see the Mitchum, but can't tell.
I can see it's 8.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
1872
whether it
This is
and
probably the name.
1884.
yeah.
1872 and through.
It may be the mother.
He may
Don't
be
know.
the mother.
Well, that's the father. This is the mother, and that's possibly the son right there.
Oh, okay, I was making sure. I was like, you calling him a he or she a he?
There's a lot of these headstones in here that just falling apart, been broken. Like I say, there's a lot of them you can't even read anymore. I don't know if many of you have been to like cemeteries. A lot of people don't like to go to them unless they're there for a funeral, or maybe possibly going back to place some flowers on a loved one's grave. But I've noticed that a lot of cemeteries have like this tree looking headstone. Come to find out that this had to do something with woodsmen of the world. Those are people that were like lumberjacks in the earlier days, where they would go out and cut down the trees, take them to the mills to be cut up for lumber, for people to build their homes or furniture, their businesses. But you see a lot of those, and there's all different kind of styles of them. You see some of them fancy, some of them are just kind of plain like this one. But I've noticed every cemetery that I've been to, you see a lot of these in each one of the cemeteries. And just from standing here, I can see 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I believe this.
Yeah, 3. I can see 3 from where I'm at, and I'm sure there's probably more in here.
That might be the third one. There's a fourth one somewhere over here.
Here's a grave of Thompson, and if my memory's right from the research I've done, I think Thompsons were some of the first family that came into this area as well. like I said, Jane Irvine, she came from Georgia, I believe it was, with her family and moved in this area. And they were the ones that started the community, which was called Caney Creek at the time. She opened up a grist mill there. And then, of course, a lot of the other families that have moved from the east this way and settled here to set up their businesses and their homes. I do know that she's not buried in this cemetery because we've been here before, just kind of walking through to see what all was here. Not sure where she was buried, if she was buried in another cemetery close to here, or possibly may have been taken back home to Georgia, where she was originally from, and was buried there. That information I have not been able to find out, but I'm still researching to see if I can't get some more of that information. This is a pretty good sized cemetery. One thing I do notice in a lot of the cemeteries I go to, a lot of the older graves, you never see any flowers, any type of flags on any of the more memorials. Very few of them you do. More likely it's because they have no family living anymore, or they just don't live in this area, so they don't come out to place any type of flowers or decorations or anything on these graves. That's one thing that we're doing in a lot of our videos, going to some of these cemeteries, especially the older graves. We're going around and we're leaving flowers on some of them. We're leaving little gemstones, placing flags on a lot of the military people, kind of honor them and respect them for serving the country. So you'll see a lot of that in a lot of our videos that we do. The cemetery is pretty peaceful. It's kind of outside of the city. It's not a main road, but there is a road that goes through here, but very little traffic goes through, so it's pretty quiet around here. Right here we got some more Mitchums. I'm sure they were probably related to some of the first settlers that came in here. Look like they date back to the mid 1800s when they were born, died in the early 1900s. And of course there's a grave over there, Earhart. Makes you kind of wonder if they're any relation to Amelia Earhart. You don't know whether that ancestor line travels down that way or not.
You see that one girl that
She was the first female aviator to cross the continent, across the ocean, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was the Pacific one.
Didn't she disappear mysteriously?
No, no, she made it all the way.
Oh, I thought she disappeared.
No, that was a lady that was going by sailboat across the Atlantic Ocean. That it took her, I don't remember how many days she was out at sea doing it, but she had some trouble out there, navigation storms, and being alone by yourself for that long time, you start talking to yourself and kind of going crazy in a way.
Hallucinating.
That's gravestone right here. We've been here before, and that's one of our little gemstones that we've left on it, and one of our flowers that we placed on it. And I know there's some other ones in here. I think that might be one back over yonder.
Hey, is that on stone?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the ones you put down.
Yeah. I did not put that down. I think I'll spit that one down too. I don't. What dog is here?
Yeah, this is one of ours. Because there's the gemstone.
Yeah, but like was it me or August?
No, it was one of you two. I think he was.
He was
You
doing
were
the
placing.
stones.
You were placing.
I was
He
doing
was
the
doing
flowers,
stones.
he was doing stones
Yeah.
and pennies.
Yeah. But there's the flower you put in there, and there's the little gemstone. And most of the ones that we did were of children. We kind of honor those because they didn't have a life to live.
Look at the date.
1838 to 1928, 29.
Almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
This one's probably even older. Yeah, 1902. But the oldest is over there. They say 1898.
Okay.
I don't know.
There's this one here that's worn off from the weather and the years that
This is probably the oldest one
you
of all we
can't
know.
even make out any names or any dates. So there's no telling who's here or even how long they've been here. And you'll find a lot of those in a lot of the grave yards that you go to, or the cemeteries. Milton, Thompson. Yeah. Well, they don't take care of this one over there.
Yeah, who knows? Those could be even older.
Well, people who are in there are from the Latinos that came up into this area when they opened up the what's it called? It was a mine that they did, digging limestone and coal and sand from the top surface of the ground. So that section over there is a separate section just for those that came in the area and worked the mine. And we'll probably go over and check that side out on a different date, see what we can find out about it over there.
That is closed off.
Well, I got it fenced off, but you can get in. Looks like two more graves that we've been to. I see the flower and the gemstones.
These graves are just random stones. These used to be graves. They probably are graves.
Huh? Yeah, it was probably a grave there that there was no headstone anymore that deteriorated. So they just put those in.
Tell you something in there.
You know, you'll find some that just have like a block, square block on it, and they'll say unknown. You know, found that in some of the other cemeteries that we've been to. What do we got here? Clyde Smith. Served in the Navy. Doesn't say what war he served in. Probably from those dates, I would probably say he served in the Vietnam War or Korean War. He was born in 1936 and died in 2013, which was not very long ago.
7 years ago. 7. Yeah.
But I mean, even at that, being this new of a grave, and has nobody come out and show their respects or leave any type of flowers or anything, you know, it's kind of sad. But I think we're going to leave him a flag.
Okay.
Clyde, we honor your service. Put it up on the upper side. Yeah. We thank you for serving our country, even though the war wasn't done here in our country. We've always gone over to other countries that couldn't protect themselves from other countries, so we go over there and kind of help them keep the peace, and you know, it's kind of a good gesture, but a lot of our people die helping out other countries.
Which is a good thing, because we're all human.
There's so
We
much
should all
for
look
our
out for each
country,
other.
and people don't even
Yeah, a lot of people thought that that going over and fighting other people's wars, you know, it wasn't our business, that we shouldn't get involved, but the fact is, if we didn't go do it and other countries didn't join us to help these other countries, then, you know, possibly they take over somebody else's country and build their military up a lot bigger, you know.
Check us out.
But, this is another military person that was in the Navy, James, what is that, McGuire?
Yeah,
I believe is how to pronounce it. Born in 1931, died in 2001. Let's give him a flag for honoring his memory. Is it on?
Yes.
We have a K2 meter with us while we're here, seeing if we can't pick up on any type of energy. Sometimes we do during the day, sometimes we don't. Most of the activity that we get is usually our night adventures, and you know, we're going to be putting out some of those here for y'all to see. Hope you enjoy those. Be more of the paranormal side, where we're out to try to get some type of activity, possibly get some EMF readings, and hopefully one of these times we'll be able to come up seeing a shadow figure or apparition, you know, which is something you just don't quite see every day, but there are some groups that are out there that get lucky enough to catch it on camera. I have seen different things, but a lot of the stuff I don't catch on camera because it just happens so quick, and sometimes you don't have your camera pointing in the direction you need to. You just kind of catch it out of the corner of your eye. By the time you turn around with your camera to catch it, it's gone.
Or when
You know, we hear a lot of sounds. We hear whispers, voices. I've had sometimes when I've gone into cemeteries that at nighttime you'd be walking, it sounds like somebody's behind you walking. Of course, you turn around, there's nobody there. I do get the feeling a lot that, you know, we're being watched in a lot of these graveyards. Some days we go and we don't get nothing, but there are days we do, we're able to capture some evidence. Of course, a lot of the evidence, you know, is hard to prove that it actually happened to viewers that watch, but the fact is that if you're there, if you were here with us and would see it, you know, you would know that it was real. Everything we do is 100% real. We don't imitate or try to stage anything that we capture. So, but I mean, that's kind of, everybody has their own opinion on what they believe or don't believe. So I kind of leave that up to the viewers. Whether you want to believe it or think it's made up, you know, that's kind of your choice. To me, I have to say it's real because I'm here and I see it or capture it. So I know for a fact that it is real. There must be a child there. It looks like 1919 to 1923. Yeah. Looks like a daughter, maybe. Yeah, when we came here the first time, we didn't have a whole lot of flowers with us, so we weren't able to do a lot of them. If I had my way, I'd have flyers for every one of the graves in here that didn't have anything, but that can get to be a little expensive. So we just kind of try to go through and hit a few here, and maybe next time we come be able to do a few more. But today we're doing flags on some of the military, and of course we'll be back at different dates. We are going to find a spot here and set up a spirit box session, see if we can't get some communication.
Grandpa, I started to get some stuff from the.
Try to get a little bit of.
Yeah, I did back there. Not much.
Yeah.
But they came in.
Yeah, you need to say something because we need to try to capture that on camera when that thing goes off. You know, a lot of times it'll go off and where cameras are pointing somewhere else. And like I say, we'll turn the camera around to capture it, and there's nothing. It's like the ghost is playing with you.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. It happened over here. I was looking, and then I saw something blink at the flash of my eye. I was like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
And
Well, it's a
I
lot
seen
easy.
it,
It's
and
a lot
it popped
easier
up.
at nighttime
Oh yeah.
because you'll catch it. You know, during the day, sometimes it's kind of hard to see it. You know, unless you're absolutely looking at it.
The auto we have makes sounds. It sounds good. Really good at nighttime, though. I know that.
Is this one? There's something right there. It's concrete. Could be one. Or it might be.
Yeah, 'cause there's a bunch
Well, I'll
of
see a post over there. Either that, it could have had a fence around it, around a section, marking it off.
You could have been like stone slabs or something. I don't know.
That one's an old one.
Which one?
1934.
Yeah, I mean, they might be old, but like the looks of them looks old, but like there's some old ones.
Well, I mean, there's some new headstones that look like they're old.
Yeah.
Because they just weathered. You know,
But
it's kind of
there's
hard
some
to
old
tell.
headstones look newish, not newish, but like
That one's in.
look, that one's
Well, I mean, those over there, you can tell those are old. You can definitely tell those over there are old.
40 years, something like that.
Well, we're not going to be able to hit the whole cemetery today. We're trying to hit the older part here. It's a daughter, another child. Looks like 1912 to 1913 or 18. Can't tell. A lot of these just weather out.
If you get anything weird feelings, smells something weird, see things, try to get as much as possible. Also, we might have to go and name out the cup that you give me.
I'm sure there's some spirits here kind of see us here. You should recognize us. We've been here before. And I'm sure you're kind of following me around because I got the feeling that there's a presence around me. Just kind of checking us out, see what we're doing. We're not here to harm you in any way or disrespect you. We're kind of honoring you. Especially some of the military people that are buried here. There's one of our flowers that we put on that infant's grave.
There's two over there. And
yeah. I don't see the gemstone anymore. It probably fell off, but I'm sure there was one there. We're honoring kind of some of the soldiers by placing flags at their headstones.
There's one right here.
Hey, there's one.
Is that a headstone or just a foot marker?
Maybe a foot marker.
Yeah, that's just a foot marker for this grave here.
So that's where his feet is. That's where
Yeah. If there are any spirits that would like to talk with us, you can come over around us and do so. Talk into our cameras. We may not be able to hear you, but the cameras will pick up your voice and we can listen to them later, possibly hear.
I hope you enjoyed our video. A lot of these videos we do, a lot of the viewers, I guess you would say some of them are just not interested in this type of video. But what we do is more of a historical as well as the paranormal when we do capture any activity, which happens occasionally. But the history of some of these cemeteries, being able to find out how far back they go, is worth the trip alone. Seeing some of the uniqueness of some of the headstones. Of course, a lot of these cemeteries, they don't have any information on exactly how old they are. There are a lot of headstones that are in these cemeteries that are not legible, so we really don't know how far back they go. I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to communicate with some of the spirits here in the cemeteries, possibly able to find out little information if they'll communicate with us as to how far back some of these cemeteries actually go. This information, I find it valuable, being able to learn, and just the knowledge of having this information is, I guess you would kind of say, priceless. But be sure to share our video, hit that like button. Also, we ask that you become a follower, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way, when our videos come out, you'll be able to catch them. But until our next video, we thank you for being with us.